And after losing a closely contested election in Bihar, Tejashwi Yadav continues to cry foul over the result. In his first post-poll address, the RJD leader stated that the people's verdict was with the Mahagathbandhan. However, the Election Commission sided with the NDA. He further demanded a recount of postal ballots in those constituencies where these votes were counted at the end, warning that the party would move court over the result as well.
बिहार की जनता को धन्यवाद देना चाहूंगा और आप सब लोग जानते हैं कि चुनाव का फैसला आया है, जनता ने अपना फैसला सुनाया है और चुनाव आयोग ने अपना नतीजा सुनाया है। जनता का फैसला महागठबंधन के पक्ष में है, चुनाव आयोग का नतीजा एनडीए के पक्ष में है।
अभी ये परिस्थिति आई, आज महागठबंधन की जो परिस्थिति हो गई है, जीतते जीतते आप चुनाव रह गए, इसके लिए जिम्मेवार कौन है?
कांग्रेस का जो अभियान है, उस अभियान जो है वो ठंडा किस्म का अभियान था। जीत हार अपनी जगह पर है। आला कमान जो है कांग्रेस का, उसने बिहार के चुनाव को गंभीरता से नहीं लिया। राहुल जी 3 दिन के लिए आए, एक दिन में 2 सभाएं उन्होंने की और फिर प्रियंका जी का कार्यक्रम क्यों नहीं मिला? तो हमको ऐसा लगता है कि बिहार का जो चुनाव है, उस चुनाव को गंभीरता से नहीं लिया।
लगता है कि सीटें भी ज्यादा दे दी गई कांग्रेस पार्टी को, इसका भी नतीजा हुआ ये।
देखिए, दे दी गई क्या, कोई जबरदस्ती किसी ने थमा दिया, आपने हाथ ऐंठ के ले लिया। ऐसी स्थिति आ गई कि माने गठबंधन टूटने की स्थिति में आ गई, वो लोग अड़ गए।
Shivanand Tiwari there, mincing no words, a direct attack against the Congress party coming from the RJD. Prabhakar Kumar is joining us live. Prabhakar, this was expected. If an ally actually pulls down an alliance, then the rumblings will happen. There will be introspection. Is there an understanding largely within the RJD that it is the Congress that pulled down the alliance?
Not within the RJD, but within Mahagathbandhan, Maria. Remember, not only the RJD leaders are making noise about it, but also the left parties. The left parties, Dipankar Bhattacharya, today morning actually made a direct attack against Congress, saying that had they not actually insisted on taking so many seats and had their strike rate been not so poor, so pathetic, then the situation would have been completely different. And that's a fact. There's a data to support that. Their strike rate is extremely low. And when the seat distribution was happening, Congress was adamant upon not relenting as far as the 70 seats are concerned. So they contested on 70 seats and they could win only 19. So the strike rate is pathetic. It's very poor. It's very dismal, and that's a reality. So the voices is coming from the left parties, from within RJD, and also from within, interestingly, from within Congress. You had Tariq Anwar today morning admitting that the Congress's performance was poor, and it is because of the Congress's poor performance that the Mahagathbandhan is out of power in Bihar. Yeah.
Yes, but besides the Congress's performance, what do you think worked against the Mahagathbandhan? How did they reach that number and still not cross the finishing line?
See, as we were all keenly watching the results that day, and it was almost a photo finish match, so you have to give it to Tejashwi, you have to give it to RJD that they fought very well. So what actually worked in Nitish's favor is the women's constituency, I believe. That actually worked for him, because the moment the news came out, the women are queuing out in large number. I could actually feel that that positiveness in the NDA camp, in the BJP, and especially in the JDU camp, because they knew that these are the voters actually who would change their fate, their fortune, and that is exactly what happened. Whereas this 15 saal campaign and the campaign narrative, where the voters were reminded of those days of Lalu Prasad Yadav, the 15 years of alleged misrule and the jungle raj of Lalu Prasad Yadav, that actually had an impact on the voters' mind, I would believe, because even if people were not happy with Nitish Kumar, which was very apparent, we have toured length and breadth of Bihar, we have talked to hundreds and thousands of people. So there was anti-incumbency, but at the same time, were those voters willing to vote for RJD? No, I don't think so. Majority of them were not willing to do so. They were not happy with the Nitish government. Still, actually, they voted for him because they had no other option, because they were not ready to vote for RJD, because they were reminded of those horrific days they have lived, and they did not wanted those days to return.
So basically, there was counter consolidation that happened towards the second and the third phase when they saw a rather aggressive Tejashwi Yadav campaign, and that's what really changed in Bihar. Appreciate your time, Prabhakar Kumar there. And fallout of the Bihar results is rumblings in the Congress over the poor poll show. Congress General Secretary Tariq Anwar has called for introspection following the party's defeat. Taking to Twitter, in fact, Tariq Anwar admitted that it was because of Congress's poor performance that the Mahagathbandhan could not come to power in the state. Not stopping there, he also said that the entry of MIM in Bihar was not good news for the Congress. In terms of the winning percentage in Bihar, Congress was the worst performer with a less than 30% strike rate, while the left front scored more than 60% and RJD over 50%.
उन्नीस सीटों पर आखिर बिहार में कांग्रेस क्यों सिमट गई?
देखिए, वही बात मैंने कही है कि उस पर हम लोगों को गहराई से चिंतन करने की आवश्यकता है, क्योंकि लोगों का एक्सपेक्टेशन बहुत ज़्यादा था कांग्रेस से, और शुरू में हम लोगों को भी लग रहा था, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं कोई चूक हुई है, कमी हुई है, जिसकी वजह से हमारा परफॉर्मेंस हमारी उम्मीदों के विपरीत हुआ है। और इसीलिए मैंने राय दी है, अपना मशवरा दिया है कि इस पर एक बार फिर से मंथन होना चाहिए, चिंतन होना चाहिए।
कांग्रेस की वजह से आप सत्ता में जाने से चूक गए?
बिल्कुल, मैंने इस बात को स्वीकार किया है कि अगर हमारा परफॉर्मेंस थोड़ा बेहतर होता तो आज महागठबंधन की सरकार होती।
कांग्रेस पार्टी की दिक्कत एक है कि उनका जो सामंती सुरूर है और जो सत्ता का गुरूर है वो अभी भी उनके सर से नीचे नहीं उतर पा रहा है। और जो सामंती सुरूर और सत्ता के गुरूर से जब तक वो बाहर नहीं निकलेंगे, तब तक वो ज़मीन की हकीकत और सच्चाई को नहीं समझेंगे, आत्मचिंतन नहीं करेंगे, जो गलतियां लगातार वो कर रहे हैं उस पर वो प्रायश्चित करके और सही दिशा में नहीं जाएंगे, तो उनको इसी तरह के हालात झेलने पड़ेंगे।
So now from within the Congress, there are leaders like Tariq Anwar and others who are questioning as to was the Congress really the weak link in this entire Mahagathbandhan that was created. Let's look at some statistics now. Congress won only 19 of 70 seats that they contested in this battle for Bihar. They had got 70 seats because they wanted to contest on those many seats. They won just 19. In 2015, remember, the Congress had won 27 and they had a much better strike rate because then they had contested on 41 seats, above 50% strike rate. And Congress's 2020 strike rate is at 27%. When the entire Mahagathbandhan parties, which includes the CPI, CPI-ML and RJD, the entire coalition managed a 45% strike rate. Some more statistics. Congress won only 7 out of the 37 direct fights that they were with the BJP. So 7 out of 37 contests in Bihar when there was a Congress candidate versus a BJP candidate. And Congress's tally is down 50% in direct fights with the BJP. Pallavi Ghosh is joining us live. So Pallavi, what exactly is the Congress party thinking because of the performance in Bihar?
Well, I mean, they're brazening it out, you know, Maria, and that, I think, is a part of the problem. The fact is that they're saying that we are fighting in tough seats. We knew that we would not win those seats. But then this raises a question that, is that how you go into a battle? Why don't you need to look like a winner? And, you know, the fact is that also you're a part of a Mahagathbandhan. And your performance is very, very important if you want the entire Mahagathbandhan to be in a position to form the government. That's one problem. Second, I think immediately what could be a fallout is if you look at Bengal and Tamil Nadu, they have allies there. They have the DMK in Tamil Nadu. They have the left, for example, in Bengal. They are not going to look at the Congress party as an attractive proposition. So if the Congress party sits across the table, Maria, and it wants to negotiate on seat sharing, I don't think that they would be able to convince their partners as much they may have been able to convince, say, a Tejashwi Yadav that he want to contest on 70 seats. That's going to be the immediate fallout. Second, Even as someone like a Tariq Anwar, who's believed to be close to Rahul Gandhi, who is a senior leader, he starts speaking out, I'm sure there are going to be more voices within the Congress party who are actually going to bell the cat. And is the Congress party willing to listen? That's going to be the problem.
Yes, and what about the by-elections, Pallavi, in which in Uttar Pradesh, where the Congress has lost deposit in 4 seats, they had contested on 6?
I mean, I'm going to talk specifically about Unnao. Unnao win really matter to them because that's where the whole rape issue, the Kuldeep Sengar issue, and it's an extension of the Hathras campaign of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. A win in Unnao, the Congress party could have tom-tommed it as a win against Yogi Adityanath's government not being safe for women. That hasn't happened for them. Even the Samajwadi Party, which many people thought was lackluster, seems to have done much, much better than the Congress Party. And this is the bastion or the state, really, the Karma Bhumi of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. Now, what is it going to mean, really, for her kind of a politics? So these are definitely times when the party requires a manthan. Unfortunately, they don't see the basic reality. You need to get your organization strong and need to have that fire in the belly.
All right, Pallavi, appreciate your time. Thanks so much for joining us. We are slipping into a short break. All the stories on News18.com. We'll be back.